Hey friends, welcome. Zen Odyssey. I'm really stoked you're here. Thanks as always for coming. I have something a little unusual this week. I wrote some posts that have a little bit of a political addressing. I got a really interesting email as a part of my blogging community, and the advice was not to post anything. And it really caught my attention. And I spent quite a bit of time really thinking about what's going on in our American culture right now and what is my piece and how can I show up and how do I want to show up. And instead of choosing silence, which is the easier thing to do, I chose to actually say a little something. And what I wrote has totally coaching and awareness all over it. It's definitely through a coaching and an awareness lens, but it does address the choice of being a part of the conversation or choosing silence. And what I also address and talk about is how to gain awareness of our unconscious thoughts. So I talk a lot about how racism has been normalized by our history, by our culture. It's something that has become normalized. And so to really, truly, deeply change racism, we need to change the way that we all think, which is reprogramming our brains. We need to come up with, decide, think, act, feel a new normal. And when we reprogram our brain, which is like what I do in my coaching, which is like the most exciting thing ever, it is awkward, it is uncomfortable, it's unfamiliar, it takes practice. So this is what I have to offer the conversation, the current conversation. And in the blog post, I talk about deconstructing normal. I talk about how to look at our unconscious thoughts, how to look at our unconscious programming, and I talk about how to allow emotions. I talk about, in my experience living outside of the US for a good portion of the last years, without putting numbers on it, I've been able to see America through a lot of different eyes, and through the world's eyes, and through different cultures' eyes. And one of the things that I have seen is, in a certain way, how stoic our culture is, how we are really good at being strong and not so good at really feeling. And so one of the things I really offer is to learn how to allow emotions, learn how to feel more. And when brutality happens, we want to feel angry. And when someone dies, we want to feel sad. And our culture has taught us how to resist and avoid and suppress our feelings. And doing the opposite is actually where our solution lies. It's in feeling. It's in becoming more aware of what we're thinking, the programmed default unconscious thoughts, the deconstructing normal of racism. So this is totally not a normal thing. I normally will not get into politics. Politics are totally not my jam. But I think this is more than politics. I think that this is a part of who we are. This is a part of our personality, our cultural personality. And I made a decision this week to do something really not normal for me and to share my angle on it and to share what I have to offer, because I want to be a part of the solution. I want to be a part of the conversation. And yeah, so this is my little 2 cents. I would love to hear about what you're doing, how you're a part of the conversation, what your choices are, what your awareness of your default programming is. Jump into my blog and get some of the more details. I go through like a really clear how to feel feelings more, and I go into how to look at your brain. And yeah, I hope that you find them as useful resources, and I hope that this is one piece that helps us heal and define a new normal. Okay, ciao. Have a wonderful week. This was a bizarre and weird week for me, but bizarre and weird is part of life, and hard is part of life, and let's keep going. Let's keep changing. Happy Saturday.